Coming to you live from Farmer Dave's World Headquarters here in Dracut, Massachusetts, I'm Cassie.
And I'm Stacy.
And we're here to help you
prepare your share.
Spinach is a green that can be used in so many ways as a raw and cooked ingredient.
When preparing the spinach, give it a good rinse and run it through a salad spinner or lie it out on paper towels and blot dry. When storing raw, once it's fairly dry, place it in a resealable plastic bag with some paper towel. This should keep it fresh for about a week.
Another option, if you're receiving a lot of greens and are running low on refrigerator space, is to steam it ahead of time. Put the greens in a large bowl in the microwave, or you can drop them in boiling water, take them out, rinse in cold water to stop the cooking process, and drain. The greens will now be a much more manageable volume for storage to add to dishes or to freeze for later use.
If you want more information on all of this, take a peek at our Vegisode episode on greens.
Spinach for breakfast.
Of course, as part of a smoothie, in scrambled eggs, an omelet, or egg muffins. Egg muffins are a great way to use up extra greens. I usually make these on Sunday for the entire week, and they also serve as a clean out the crisper drawer kind of recipe. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees and spray a standard size muffin tin well with cooking spray. This basically will make sure that the eggs slide right out. If you don't spray it well, you might get a little sticking, it might get a little messy. They'll still taste good, but you're not going to get a whole muffin out of there.
Approximately 9 or 12 eggs will be needed for a 12-egg muffin recipe using a standard size muffin tin, and you're going to season it with salt and pepper. You whisk the eggs and about 3/4 of a cup of milk.
I start out caramelizing chopped onions, a little bit of garlic, then I add spinach, any other greens I have in the refrigerator, wilt them down, and then you cool it. This is basically where you make it your own. If you have any roasted leftover potatoes, carrots, mushrooms, anything like that, add them all in.
You can add chopped bacon or sausage.
Then add any seasoning you like. Of course, I'm the red pepper flake girl.
These can also be a great lunch or dinner with a salad. I have added a small amount of chopped pulled pork or chicken. Use cumin and chili powder when cooking the onions. Serve them with side salad and some salsa.
Add a couple of tablespoons of your fillings to the muffin tin. You need to be very cautious if you add salsa to these. I love salsa with eggs, but it's too wet for this preparation. I add them afterwards. Cassie's going to be adding a little bit of the roasted potato to each well. This adds a nice flavor when you bite into it because they kind of sink to the bottom, so it almost acts kind of like it has a rustic crust to it.
Rustic crust, I like it. And these smell
This is
so
also fantastic if you have leftover sweet potatoes. Dice them to about the 1-inch cubes, then roast them. This can be added. Also, celeriac would be really, really good like this too.
That sounds great. What a nice pop of flavor.
Now, in this bowl, we basically have chopped bacon, the onions, the garlic, some mushrooms, as well as the wilted spinach. This is going to be added. Many of our members have asked, what is another use for the spicy mix? They just don't know. The spicy mix really can be cooked. What you're going to do is tear it up, and we're just going to put it raw on top of these to add a little extra green. It'll add a little bit of crunch, and they'll wilt, but it's not going to cook down quite as much as the spinach does.
Some really nice flavor too. Really fresh flavor.
Yes, the spicy mix is not spicy. Many people think it might be spicy.
Because it's called spicy mix.
Because it's called spicy mix, but it's actually not spicy. It just has some nice snap to it.
It's got beet greens in here. There's some mustard. There's a little bit of arugula, some mizuna.
So there, we've got a little extra green in there. Boop. Now, Cassie gets the honors.
We're going to ladle enough of the whisked eggs to go just under the top lip, not too much.
The egg mixture will puff up a little when cooking, and it's easier to get the muffins out if they don't go over the top of the lip. Now that they're filled, sprinkle the tops with cheese if desired. You want to start cooking, probably check it at about 15 minutes. That's normally enough time for the egg to be cooked through, the ingredients to be warmed, the cheese to be melted, but it's not dried out in the middle. That's what you want to avoid. Now you want to make sure after you add the cheese that you scooch the cheese in and it's not hanging over the edge. What's going to happen is the cheese will melt, and then when you take it out of the oven after it's done cooking, it takes a little bit of finagling to get the egg muffin out because it's really kind of plastered to the top of the muffin tin. So these are ready to go in the oven. Cassie, would you do the honors, please?
Oh, why sure.
So those will go in, like I said, 400 degrees, about 15 minutes, then start checking it. Now, through the magic of television, we actually have some egg muffins that are already done. Ooh, that is what they look like. What you're going to do, oh, we need the butter knife. Could I have the butter knife, please?
Sure thing.
Thank you. So basically, you're going to take the butter knife, you're going to run it around the edges, all the way around. As soon as they come out of the oven while they're warm, this loosens it. That way, in case there's any problems, in case there's any stickage, basically, you should be able to pop it right out. And it's a little hot, but this is what it looks like. Cut them in half. See, they're done nicely, but they're not totally dried out. It's perfect. I think we should taste this.
Cheers.
Okay, a little hot. These are really, really good.
You do want to wait for them to cool down, or else you'll look like an egg muffin dragon.
Now, these can be made with many other ingredients. You have leftover broccoli, Swiss cheese, anything like that. It really is a use up whatever's in your fridge kind of recipe. The other nice thing about it is the kids can help. So if you have the bowls of all the different stuffers for the muffins out, you have the eggs all whisked. Basically, put this out sprayed and let them fill their muffins with whatever they will eat. You ladle on that, pop it in the oven, it's dinner. These are real good.
And that's a wrap.